We're designing right out of my head right now, so this will be a back and forth process. We're making a website. I don't know what that's going to look like yet, so I guess we should just get into this. Oh, that looks so cool. That's what's about to happen. It's hacking time. Yeah, baby. We got it. We were working on the OmatumBucks.cache dashboard system for you guys. This is what you'll see when you come in. We're still questioning if this is going to be a Google thing. I'm a little curious if we shouldn't do it. Like, I don't have a good reason why we shouldn't yet. Google has these really weird policies around what you're allowed to use their API for. And I don't know if it's like, if you use the API to auth somebody in, you also agree to things like the YouTube API stuff. And I'm just a little scared about that. And when you click the button, you get into our interface here. So we have a little alert box to say like there's something new happening, just so we can push down like the most important message. We called this earnings. Oh boy. I think we might just change that to balance and have this show an account balance, which would be your points that you have. That would serve the same purpose as earnings. It's going to go up or down depending on the day. And then we have a table here which shows you the history of your balance. So that would make sense for this to be a balance instead of just a you earn points tracker. So let's do that really quick. Balance. Boop. Cool. We have to get into the redemption stuff now. Okay, so this is where you can spend your points. And I think what would make sense here would just be sort of a filtered version of this list, but we're going to include sort of what you paid to get the redemption, when you redeemed it, and probably, yeah, the description of what it was, but also we need to include like a redemption code. We're going to have an e-commerce store. So that's like a pretty obvious one, is that we could give you either gift cards or percentages off or something like that. So let's go to the redeem points thing. Oh. Let's just see. When we do that, what's it going to do? Oh boy, that's not good. Okay, it sticks us back. So we're going to have to update our script here to load in the redeem points view. So we're looking for like something click. Ah, right there. So now it's going to simulate the redeem points click. We'll probably take that active class right off it because it's going to catch it. All right, so there's a panel at the top wrapping it. Then there's this thing called top thing. Great naming convention here, Greg. Don't call it top thing, Greg. You want to, but don't. Now, did we make this smart enough to do this all program? I think we made that smart enough to do it all programmatically. We can just supply data to it. Yeah, and it just like, it figures out from the data how to make the table. Perfect. So we're gonna make a table. We'll call that redemption table. And there won't be anything in there. It'll just be like the, yeah, you see this blank line because it doesn't have any data to load. So we'll have to come up with some fake data for it, kind of like we did right here. We'll open up Replit, just use a quick Ruby terminal to kind of crank out some of this dummy data. The origin array, it's always going to be redemption. So I don't know if we have to repeat this. The amount is always going to be negative. So let's pull this out. Let's make a little couple things in the description array. We can say $5 coupon, free shipping is the biggest scam. We're not going to give you guys free shipping. One free item you pick. We should probably write up here kind of what we want this to look like. We need the date, item redeemed, if it's been redeemed or not. Yeah, status of redemption. I might have just written myself a little bit of a check there. I don't know how easy it's going to be to say like that code is burned, but it would be smart to have it. So every time you guys go to redeem one of these things or request a redemption, you're going to get this UUID 8 code. They'll plug it in and then bingo bango on the store. It'll just say, okay, you got it. I don't know if there's any redemptions outside of this, which would be interesting to explore. Yeah, let me give you a Twitter shout out. I have 150 followers. Is that what you want? I don't know if it would be helpful to anybody, but a one-on-one, I could give away like an hour of consulting or a 1 hour conversation to go through a product that you have or something like that. I get on the phone, talk to you, you know, it'd probably go longer than an hour. Just say like, okay, if you have an idea, yeah, you can run it by me. Sexting. Yeah, sure. That's a lot of points though. So I don't think we're going to use the origin. Let me pull that out. The description will pull from description array. We need a code. And then we'll need a status that's either redeemed or unredeemed. The UUID will want to generate down here just so we get some randomness. So how do we do that? Is there just a UUID thing built in? Dang it, Ruby. I was hoping. The chance of colliding onto UUIDs is insane. It's never going to happen. Time to install secure random. We don't even need secure random, but you know, let's stick it in there for practical purposes. To check for stuff like this, there's actually a really easy thing you can do. You generate it somewhere in the call when it's getting created. You set it up so you can actually query your database to say, hey, did we use this coupon string before? We've got to be careful coding stuff like that, because if you code that wrong, not gonna pay attention to itself. What's nice about this is these little codes, they don't really need to be that big because you're essentially going to burn them. So we might even want to just say, okay, if we have a 10-digit string, would we just burn the code every time it's been used? And then that takes care of our status. You could just say, oh, if the code's been used, delete it from the database. And that way up here for status, your status is in fact going to determine if the code shows or not. I don't know if that's smart though. I'm making this thing like it's a real e-commerce site, like a dummy. Yeah, let me just make it like it's a real thing. What is it? Import? Is it import secure random? No such file, secure random. Fantastic. Is it some weird like, oh, that's wonderful. That's just wonderful. Great. Didn't even need secure random. They won't all have codes, but we should probably make that like a link. We'll have the JavaScript interpret this and stick it in as a link. So you'd click on it, it would take you to the store, it would apply your coupon, whatever. So it just said that alphanumeric was not in this package. Earl save base 64. Where do you see that? Oh, okay. Yeah, let's try it. Yeah, I think that is what alphanumeric is. They must have just renamed it. Thank you, Nick. You would be earning OmatumBucks right now. I think that's everything we need. We'll copy this in and paste it over here in the code. So always negative for redemptions. Now we have to actually load this stuff in. We have this draw table function. So we can just say, okay, there's a callback. When you open this link, fire the function draw table, use table data redemptions as your data source, and stick it in the redemption. Boom. There we go. Now the thing is, we have to do some more stuff on this. Something we should probably do is like the available or redeemed. We can change the order of these by regenerating the data. So it goes in the order, it takes it off the array or the object or whatever the heck that thing's called. So down here in draw table, we could give it one more argument. That's probably not the right way to do it. Probably do it based on table target. But in here, we want to do what? We want to make it so the code is clickable. That would be one thing. So we could say if it's a code, do this instead. So that'll be when it's generating the row right here. Let me call that row data. Don't break. She broke. How'd I break that? I just changed like one variable name. Well, tell me, oh console, what did we do wrong here? Header data is not defined, but what? Oh, there. Okay. We roll in now. So if it's called code, oh, you didn't even put the, you dummy. Okay. So we'll just use a little URL template here. Well, it looks like we got that, which is awesome. I think I'm going to want to add one more additional class based on if it's available or if it's been redeemed. If it's been redeemed, we'll just gray out everything a little bit and make it so the link doesn't function. Reassign this variable with your own variable. Let's see, JavaScript, who wins that battle? Hey, looks like that was no problemo in JavaScript. Let's make this look a little better. First, these codes, no way. That is just unacceptable. This is gonna be a little complex because we've got an A block inside of that. Let's put it in a box. All right, so it's in a box. It's clickable. I just need to get that box to show up. Why aren't we showing up, Mr. Box? Oh, what? I just had to refresh. Oh, come on, pre-pros. Let's get on this a little bit better, please. Give a little more margin on the top and bottom. Let's try making it white. And we won't do white. We're gonna do like half or quarter white. Yeah, so it's still in scheme. It's still inside of our color scheme, doing it like that. Let's do a border, 1 pix. It's starting to look a little bit more like a coupon. Let's actually reverse the padding, see what that does. Nope, don't do that. Okay, so we'll keep it like that. So you see how these all look just like crazy the whole way down? We need to put a monospace font on that. There we go. Oh, so much better. Now we could do a couple things here. We could make it so like your code is gonna open up a website. We could also do a click to copy. Why don't we make that, just to simplify our life, a regular divvy boy. What is the hell, divvy boy? Oh, divvy boy. Okay, so now we have to go back and just say, hey, you got a div in there. I know you do. But what we're going to have it do is on a hover, it's going to catch, like, it's going to add some content. And the content's going to say, well, first, let's highlight it. So what we're going to want to do is use a sudo to show the fact that it's copyable. You got to tell the user. They're not going to know. I don't know how this is going to work. So I'm going to try a padding on this. Oh, boy. Oh, biggity, biggity. That's not what you want to see. So no wrap on the white space. So it'll get, yeah. And then let's make the font size teeny. Put it in the bottom right corner. And let's give it a background color of mostly black. That's horrible. That is just the worst thing I've ever seen. So why don't we have it hang down from the bottom of the thing? To get it to hang down, we have to do top 100%. We'll do a line height of 20 pixels, which will center that out. That's exactly what we want. Just a little click to copy. If it's active, change the content to copied. Oh boy, what did I write here? If it's hovered and it's active, it'll happen with JavaScript, but it shouldn't not happen with JavaScript. So there we go. It's a little user feedback. So now we have to write a little bit of JavaScript to do that. I'm going to show you guys one of the reasons I really like jQuery. We'll take this bind stuff thing, and I'm going to just use this as a kickoff to say bind copyables, and then we'll make a function called bind copyables. Problem you run into is that, like, if you were just to say fat finger this and say, okay, on copyable, if it's clicked, just alert me. Let's just see if this function works. And it won't. You see, it doesn't do anything because at the time that this binding took place, there's no existence of this item, right? So we need a future aware bind. In order to pull a future aware bind off very easily, you just pick something that's on this page, this static page. So we have a viewport that we can talk to, bind basically on the viewport, and then you go into it and sort of say like, hey, this will happen. There will be something inside you called copyable, but there isn't yet. You start with here. So you start on your thing that you know is on the page. You don't need to write it like this, but on click, flick, on flick. And then you're saying there is going to be this copyable item, and then you can write your function. But we don't need to go any further than that. We'll just say alert of our link equals this. Sure, that should be fine. Just whatever the HTML is inside of there. Oh boy, did it work? No. Let's try viewport. So like that's a kind of, it's a trick. That's like a nice thing to be able to do. Let me make sure we can copy this to the clipboard, and I'm going to need to look up how to do that. Okay, clipboard API does it. Document exec command and the modern asynchronous clipboard API. So we have this giant chunk of code that replaces this little tiny piece of code. Navigator, clipboard, read text. What? Then clip text. This thing, inner text plus clip text. Okay, this will work on everything except for the Samsung internet phone and IE, so we're probably fine. For the first time ever, I feel let down by MDN. Are we going to do this? Are we going to go to W3C schools? Oh, they lost their HTTP. How are they still the first result? All right, we're back. We're back to MDN. So the link text. Well, that's actually coupon. Is this thing dot hitable, and then throw this in here, and then coupon it. Should stick it right there. Will it stick it there? Who knows? Boom shakalaka. There we go. So if I copy like 5 of these, just keep copying. Am I gonna get like all 5 of these things? Nope. Just gives me the last one. Perfect. Pretty much got this little coupon thing going. We have a status. Was I smart enough to stick this up outside of this thing? So the class here is redeemed. All right, so we need to get this class up onto the row item. Let's see how we'll do that, because we have this little thing to generate the rows. I don't want to do 2 arrays worth of things. I don't want to do it jank way. We've got enough jank going on in here. Don't need more. So we need to do it in this loop here. We need to get rid of item row here. We need to instead have it all happen down here. Yeah, I know what to do. Hold on. So we'll go here. And we'll say that there is an item row, which is empty string. We'll add this to that row. So we'll say item row plus equals row template. And then down here, we'll have this group of all of the rows that are supposed to go in there. So we'll do here var row class to set it. We'll say the row class equals row data. Oh, she broke, boys. We broke her. Let's take a look and see why this thing broke. It just lost styling. Oh, yeah, there we go. Shazam. All right, so if it's redeemed, we'll just take this and disable that little hover guy. Just disable, I could put a line through this, a strike through. Just something to like visually give you the, oh, I've already used that. Line through, really? Everywhere else we call it strike through, but right here we have to call it line through. Congratulations on getting your SSL certificate back, W3 schools. So for some reason that didn't apply. Let's take a look. So there's status redeemed, there's code, it has a text decoration of line through. It's because there's a div inside of it. We gotta hit that instead. Ah, there we go. And do we have a text decoration color? Do we have a text decoration thickness? Because wow, this is getting worse by the second. At working draft, it's 2020 and we're still like, nope, can't agree on how to do the thickness of the text decoration. All right, we have the position absolute, top 0, left 0. I'm gonna walk this in a second. We just have to get it in. Okay, so now we're gonna do top 50%. Boom. Is it left of 50%? And margin left of half the thing. Oh, there it is. Let's just put it there. How about the word claimed that will be on top, and when you hover, it reveals the code again? Claimed does make more sense. Let's use that. Why don't we make that look a little cool? What if we did a rotate of 45 degrees? Oh boy, that's not how you write that. Transform, rotate 45 degrees. Kind of like put it at an angle. So if it's claimed, I'll try the opacity thing, but my guess is it's gonna screw too many things up. Oh no, that's beautiful. Who had that idea? That was a good idea. Are you really gonna on my use of classes, Jax? Is it that? Do you not like that? How about I do this? Okay, and now I've got to go change other stuff because you're a baby about it. Oh, it broke everything. What is it? How to do in, is it that way? Oh, it's that way in JavaScript. This part, totally good. Totally good.